Welcome, Cassia. Susan here. So excited to have you at Say It Face to Face. Thanks for joining. Now, what you're asking is sort of the ultimate question in blogging. You know, how do we get comments? How do some bloggers have so many comments? And, you know, how do we enable and engage and get community growing on our sites? And we all want to know the answers. And there are no simple answers, I think, in general. But US specifically, how do some bloggers get so many comments? So what I would generally say is there's a couple of degrees or levels of volume of comments, okay? There's some blogging rock stars, obviously, like Deuce, Pioneer Woman, McMama, these type of people that are going to generate thousands of comments, hundreds or thousands of comments per post. I don't even worry about that. We're sort of getting to that level. And how do they do it? Do you ask? Well, basically, I think in those situations, there's something that makes them a rock star. There's something that sets them very apart, very unique. Deuce was, you know, the original mom blogger in a lot of ways. You know, she shocked everyone with the types of things she would say, and she made a name for herself. And she's funny, and she does deliver reliably funny content to her readers who come regularly to laugh about the types of things she's writing about. She's a rock star, has been doing it since the beginning, has an enormous following. Her name is just so everywhere that she's got such a huge mass traffic that it's just natural that she's going to get hundreds of comments. Same thing with Pioneer Woman. She's got a different market. You know, she's obviously got very different content than Deuce. But again, she's in that rock star field where she's just got this really unique life and amazing photos and beautiful content, a real eye candy kind of site. And of course, she's got this whole unique concept of being this pioneer woman, a wonderful story behind it, a very well-known blog. And so again, the volume of traffic is so huge, and she's got so many comments. Someone like McMama has such a strikingly personal story, and she's got this amazing life that she's sharing and being so vulnerable. And so again, huge amounts of traffic, huge amounts of people who are following so closely her personal story. So again, she's getting a huge volume of comments there. I think then what happens, so there's obviously those big rock stars, and then there's one sort of in the middle that maybe will fluctuate. Sometimes we'll go through phases where they have an enormous amount of comments. Say some tragedy might have happened in their life, or they're going through some other really exciting, interesting thing, or something's happening that for a while will spike their comments up to, you know, into the hundreds as people are going through that particular life event with them. And then they might go back to more of a normal range of, you know, in the 30s, 40s, or 50s amounts of comments. So now talking about that 30, 40, 50 range of comments, I see that actually quite often in sites where the blogger is a well-known blogger. Sites come to mind like Adventures in Baby Wearing. I'm not sure how many blog post comments she gets per post, but it's a nice chunk of comments consistently. And I'm going to tell you, there's some good reasons why Adventures in Baby Wearing has a consistent following of comments. First of all, she really engages her community. She comments on so many blogs. She was always, from the beginning, was a really regular commenter on our site, and she returns all those comments. So there's folks that are in the 20, 30 range of comments where they've got a really solid community. So somewhere in the range of 20 to 50 comments, they're engaging, and those are friends of theirs, basically. They have created blogging relationships and blogging friendships, and they're going back and forth and commenting on each other's sites. So I think you see that quite often, sort of in that range. And then there's others that have more kind of, you know, in the 5 or 6 comment range, and more, and then sort of a couple, maybe 1 or 2 comments, 3 comments. And so the factor that I think that's going to take you from having 1 or 0 or 1 comments into that 20 or 30 range is going to be how much you're engaging on other people's blogs and how much you're building that relationship. It's funny, way back in the beginning in 2006 when Janice and I started 5 Minutes for Mom, I sometimes felt like I was bringing each reader one by one to our site as we would go and visit someone else's blog and read what they had to say, interact with them, comment on their blog, and then they would come back to ours, and then they would end up leaving a comment. And we had a lot of comments in those days, and sometimes a lot more even than we have now, which is kind of ironic because we do have more traffic now. But what's happened to Janice and I is we are so busy, so spread so thin in so many ways that we don't have enough time to interact and really comment on other people's blogs. And it's definitely something that we're constantly aware of, constantly trying to improve upon, but it's just hard to get enough time in the day. So we recognize that our comment numbers on some of our personal posts and some of our smaller posts are smaller than maybe they used to be in the past, or smaller than they could. We could have more comments if we would be able to have more time to interact. And so that's something we're always struggling with and always trying to improve the number of comments that we have on our site, because we all know as bloggers, we live for comments. We all love comments. We all love feedback. We love to talk to our readers, and it's an amazing pat on the back. It's phenomenal what a comment is for a blogger. And but like I said, the key is, I think, engage and build true friendships, and regularly get into a group of a community of bloggers where you're regularly chatting back and forth with them, and that will really help the consistency of the comments. And like I say, I need to take that advice too, because I struggle with having enough time to do so. And then for the rock star bloggers, don't even worry about it, really. We get a lot of comments on our giveaway posts, but we've been blogging a long time, and we get a fair amount of traffic, but we're not rock stars either. And I don't think we all need to be rock stars, personally. So I wouldn't even compare yourself, because it doesn't make you feel good anyway. And I think it's fun to visit those sites and see and learn from them and see what they're doing, but then to just laugh it off and not try to compete with that number of comments.